Momodou Taal was a graduate student at Cornell University, one of the top Ivy League schools in the United States. He was studying really hard for his degree, like many other international students do. But his journey took an unexpected turn when he became involved in protests on his campaign during Israel-Gaza conflict in 2023. Taal, who holds a dual citizenship from the UK and the Gambia, posted a statement on social media that raised eyebrows. Glory to the resistance. He also supported the idea of armed resistance in Palestine during the protest. This angered people, and soon enough, his actions caught the attention of the US government. The US government under the Trump administration has a strict policy when it comes to international students involved in protests or actions that went against the US foreign policy, specifically when it came to Israel. Taal's statement and participation in these pro-Palestinian protests led to revocation of his student visa. For Taal, this wasn't just an academic issue. It became a fight for his right to express his views. He decided to take the government to court, hoping to stop his deportation. However, a judge ruled against him, and the court did not support his request to stay in the US. Instead of continuing the legal battle, which he felt would not be in his favor, Taal made a very powerful decision. He chose to leave the US voluntarily. In a post on social media, Taal expressed his views. He said, "Free and with my head held high." For him, the emotional cost of fighting a losing battle was too great. He expressed that he had lost faith that the UK court system would rule in his favor, specifically after seeing how the government was handling these particular cases. His choice was called self-deportation, which means he left the country on his own rather than waiting for the government to forcefully remove him. Many people were shocked by Taal's decision, but he stood by it, wanting to move forward without living in constant fear. But yes, this isn't just Taal's story. Just like him, Ranjani Srinivasan, an Indian scholar, also faced similar struggles with her visa. Ranjani was a PhD student at Columbia University, and she had been involved in protests supporting Palestine. In March 2025, her visa was revoked by the US consulate in Chennai, India. Ranjani explained that she wasn't involved in any kind of violent activity and didn't support terrorism. She was simply expressing her views. After losing her visa, she too chose to leave the US voluntarily instead of facing deportation. She still hopes to return to Columbia University to finish her PhD, but for now, she was uncertain about her future in the US. Both Taal and Srinivasan became target of the US government because of their political beliefs and activism. The government argues that actions supporting groups or any activity that go against its foreign policy, specifically regarding Israel, can be considered a threat to national security. The Trump administration's approach has led to the revocation of visas for a number of international students, specifically those involved in pro-Palestinian protests. The government believes that students who support certain movements could potentially harm the US foreign relationship or encourage activities that don't align with US interest. This has led to what some critics call political deportations. Well, Taal and Srinivasan's case brings an important question about the balance between free speech and national security. On one side, the US government has the right to protect its interest, specifically if it believes that certain actions threaten its foreign policies. On the other hand, many argue that students like Taal and Srinivasan should have the freedom to express their beliefs without fear of being punished or deported. For example, if students in the university can't speak out on important issues like Israel-Palestine conflict, it could create a chilling effect where other students might be afraid to raise their voice. After all, universities are meant to be spaces for open debate and critical thinking, not places where students are afraid of losing their visas or facing legal consequences for their views. For now, both the students have left the US voluntarily. Taal has said that he will look for new opportunities and continue his studies elsewhere, while Srinivasan hopes to return and finish her PhD. The cases of Tal and Srinivasan shows just how complicated the situation has become for international students who are involved in political protest. They are not just facing deportation, they are also dealing with the emotional toll of having their freedom of speech restricted and their futures uncertain.